What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Comic Solution 54 coming at you live once again. Today I wanted to go ahead and review Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. I just got home from seeing the film. Actually, it's about 3:30, 4 a.m. Had an outstanding time seeing the film with a lot of friends. I know that I'm one of the select few, after viewing reviews and the opinions of fans, to say that I actually thoroughly enjoyed the film. A lot of people out there are saying that this is not a good film. It strays from the canon of Star Wars. It has lots of issues. And although this film does have a lot of issues, I will say that I do enjoy the film very much. I thought it was very, very good. And I actually think that it is one of the best films since the original trilogy. I will get into that in just a minute. However, I wanted to start out by saying this film I had a lot of concerns for. I heard about the issues with Disney saying that they wanted a brand new trilogy after this film. I know they have a lot of spin-off movies coming out. For example, Rogue One, which a lot of people did not approve of, as well as the Solo video with Han Solo movie, as well as a plan for a Boba Fett movie in the future. Those are all feature films that are coming out here that are not true to the canon per se, and lots of fans are concerned that they're milking the original trilogy to expand the Star Wars universe. And I gotta say that, possibly that will be a concern. I do have some issues with the film. However, this film was pretty good, and I will explain that to you now. First of all, The Last Jedi is the return of the Jedi, for me. We won't get into that exactly, per se, because it has somewhat to do with the spoilers. But this film starts out with Luke Skywalker and Rey. Now, it doesn't start out in the beginning, but you saw from the end of The Force Awakens that Luke Skywalker was on his own, on an island, in seclusion. Rey had a very long backstory to find Luke Skywalker. Finally, they've been reunited. And what a fascinating story that is. However, we're thrown into the Star Wars universe in Episode 8 as Leia Organa, who is leading the Starfleet, is being attacked by the Dreadnought. And Princess Leia is so important to the Star Wars universe for so many reasons. Carrie Fisher has been passed away for about a year now, and Princess Leia is the pinnacle of Star Wars. She's the new hope ever since Episode 1, and I will say that she was done very well in this film. Now, her role as Princess Leia did not change exactly, because she was, for the most part, done filming before she passed away. However, her character, her role in the film was very, very interesting, in part because of the sentimentality of Carrie Fisher having her pass away in the past year. I will get more into that in the spoilers, but as far as the beginning of the film, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, that intro hits, Star Wars, the theme song comes on. You learn that Princess Leia is fighting with her fleet. She's on board. You see her. She's the new hope. She's leading the rebellion, as she always does. The Dreadnought is attacking, and there's a lot of conflict amongst the rebellion as well as the dark side, not the Empire, but the re-envisioned enemy fleet. There's I believe his name is General Weasley. There's Kylo Ren. There's Snoke. We'll get into those guys more so in the spoilers. I will say General Weasley was kind of a strange character. I don't really know what to think about him. He was kind of out of place in a sense. Kylo Ren I actually thought was pretty good in this film. His acting was solid. But my favorite element of this film was Luke Skywalker and his island that he lived on. The new creatures, the birds, Chewbacca, the Jedi relics, the old Jedi literature of the religion. All of those things I just found very interesting. And as Rey visits Luke Skywalker in the island that he's been secluded on, I can't help but feel that sense of sentimentality of my childhood and Luke Skywalker. He's here, he's back. He's not the same, and obviously he's changed quite a bit, but he's back. So I just had a great time seeing that and seeing all these new elements to the universe. Chewbacca, of course, is back, along for the ride. The Falcon's back. Where's Han? Well, we know. I got a little Han Solo right here. You'd excuse all the random Star Wars stuff. A little Executioner helmet poster, Chewie, Stormtrooper. We're here. We're having a great time because Star Wars was awesome. So I want to give you guys those impressions. I enjoyed the film. I thought it was good. I'm going to give you my final rating of it before we get into the spoilers. Just so you know, the first half of this this video will be spoiler free. When you see that logo on the left side of the screen, the spoilers are not in the video. When you see it go to the right side of the screen, that's when the spoilers begin. So, I'm going to give you guys my final rating of the film, which is interesting because I just came back from the film. And I will say, I'll preface this review rating by saying, I don't know if this is a film that will stand up well in the future. I think people will be very hard on it. However, I personally enjoyed the film. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4.5 out of 5. That's because I can see it being better. I do see flaws in it. It is not flawless. However, I thought it was pretty good. It was very entertaining. It was very interesting. The story arcs were very good. There's side stories I don't necessarily agree with. There's character arcs that I don't completely understand, and things that don't make sense. But the film was great overall, and I am not afraid to say it. A lot of people don't agree with me, and if you don't, that's okay. So that's my final rating, and now it's time to get into the spoilers. So you'll see that Last Jedi logo move to the right side, and time for the spoilers. Alright. What is up with Snoke? Okay, Disney. Snoke was a interesting character. He was like a evil, even more evil version of Gollum from Lord of the Rings. He was extremely greedy. He's the Emperor reincarnated. But he only lasts one movie, and then he dies. Kylo Ren kills Snoke just by extending his lightsaber through the use of the Force when Snoke is supposed to read his mind and do everything he knows. There's no struggle, there's no fight or battle between the Sith energy and the lightsaber that you saw with Darth Vader and the Emperor. And although it's reminiscent of the Emperor and the Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker scene in Return of the Jedi, you don't really get that epic sense of fighting and destruction that you saw in Return of the Jedi. That's probably my biggest issue with the film. It just is very out of place that Snoke would be killed and cut in half so easily. I thought that was a major issue. Snoke only lasted for one complete film, and then after he's dead, Kylo Ren turns to Rey and does the typical archetypal Darth Vader thing, right? He says, "Join me. Let the past die. Let's, forget about the rebels and the everything, and let's just rule the universe and join me." When that supreme leader just died, and not only is there no allegiance, but he barely even put up a struggle. I can't really say that I approve of that. I think there should have been more of a struggle. Yeah, it was a kind of a character thing to do for Kylo to kill someone, the supreme leader, gain power, but why was there no power struggle there? Okay? Then Benicio del Toro's character, the code guy, he I kind of enjoyed his character, if I'm being honest, but the whole thing with the casino and the whole subplot of Leia being under and the new chain of command leader taking over, and then Poe mutinying the ship, and this and that, and this and back and forth, it was a little hectic, and I just thought it was a little bit much. I think they could have done it with a little bit less back and forth. And then the lady who took Leia's spot just hyperdrives the ship into the dreadnought. Why was that something that she could do? I mean, can you really just take out a dreadnought? Is there no shield? It's back to the whole Death Star weak spot reactor issue. We had a whole movie called Rogue One that had to explain that debacle. So there's that. Also, Princess Leia was thrust out of a ship. I was ready to accept her fate. I thought the character was going to die. She basically was dead. She was in outer space, freezing to death. Then all of a sudden, without even really hardly lifting a finger, she uses the Force to go into the next spaceship. Albeit, I don't personally have as much a problem with it as most people, because I saw Leia as the New Hope since Episode 1. In my mind, she's always used the Force. You can call me crazy. Yeah, I am a little bit fan-sided, but Princess Leia, in my eyes, has always been a complete protagonist heroine who always had it all together. Since the beginning of the films, really. So what if she can't use the Force? She learned, as far as I am concerned. But that's an issue for a lot of people. And then finally, the ending of the film. Well, I gotta say that while most people don't approve of it, I approve of it as well. Hopefully you're starting to see my explanation for my rating of the movie. And where Luke Skywalker confronts Kylo Ren after the very much anticlimactic rescue of Finn from being destroyed by the eye of the machine that Kylo and his fleet were commanding, where his girlfriend saves him, although she was just introduced in this film and now she's dead. There's a lot of problems there with the new characters. Very little development. Snoke was a new character who died almost instantly. But anyways, Luke comes in. I'm all excited about it. Then the AT-AT starts shooting at him. And here I'm thinking that he just exploded into a huge pile of blood. And I'm sitting in the movie theater with my friends laughing my ass off because I think this is the dumbest death I've ever seen in my life. They're just shooting Luke Skywalker and he's going to blow up into a pool of blood? I'm actually laughing at how dumb it is. And for a second I thought that was the reason that everybody hated this movie. Thank God that's not how he died. But then Kylo confronts him face to face. They fight. And it turns out he's fighting Kylo Ren in VR, as I said to my friends. He's not actually there. I don't really have a problem with that because it shows him using the Force far away, almost meditating his presence there. That was something I did not expect, and I thought it was an acceptable twist to the story. You may not agree, and that's okay. Let me know in the comments down below, because everything Kylo Ren said, in my opinion, as Luke Skywalker said, was false. And this is not the end of the war. The war is just beginning. Luke Skywalker is not the last Jedi. There will be very many more, and Star Wars will live on forever. Princess Leia said it many times, and here I am again to say it to you. May the Force be with you, always. Guys, thanks for watching. I love you all to death, and don't forget to keep it Duffy.